Afternoon, we are going to look at the human reproductive system. The main function of the reproductive system is to produce offspring. And the reproductive system, it involves two parents, a female parent and a male parent. So the reproductive system in human being, we always say, is sexual reproduction. Why do we say is sexual reproduction? Because it involves two parents. It involves a male parent and a female parent. Now, what is the role of the male parent? The male parent produces the sperm cells, and the function of the sperm cell is to fertilize the egg cell. The function of the sperm cell is to fertilize the egg cell. And today we are only going to focus on the male reproductive system, and on the male reproductive system, the basic competence says identify different parts of the male reproductive system and state the function of each part of the male reproductive system. There are a lot of parts of the male reproductive system, and we are going to mention others. We have the sperm duct, the seminal vesicle, the prostate gland, the Cowper gland, the epidermis, the scrotum, the testis, the urethra, the erectile tissue in the penis, the urinary bladder, and the ureter. Now, let me talk about the urinary bladder and the ureter. They have no function when we talk about the reproductive system, because the bladder, the function of the bladder is to store urine. The function of the ureter is to transport urine from the bladder to the urethra. Now, let's look at different parts of the male reproductive system and their function. We are going to start with the scrotum. The scrotum has two functions. One, it protects the testis. First one is it protects the testis. The second function is it regulates sperm's production. It regulates sperm's production. If the temperature is very high, the scrotums they will go down. If the temperature is very low, the testicles they will push the scrotums, they will push the testicles towards the body. The second one is the testis. The testis has two functions. One, it produces the sperm cells. First function of the testis is to produce the sperm cell. The second function of the testis is to produce the male sex hormone known as testosterone. It produces the male sex hormone known as testosterone. And there is a part which is on top of the testicles, which looks like it's a coil. And that part, it is known as the epidermis. The function of the epidermis is to store. They store matured sperm cells. They store matured sperm cells. And when we check again, we have parts which are like the seminal vesicles and the prostate glands. These two parts, they produce fluids. The seminal vesicles will produce the seminal fluids, which mixes with sperm cells in order to make semen. Now, the function of the sperm duct. If you look at the sperm duct, it is connected to epidermis and it is connected to the urethra also. So, it transports semen. It transports semen from the epidermis to the urethra. From the epidermis to the urethra. The function of the urethra, it has two functions. It has one function which it plays during the urinary system, and it has another function which it plays during the reproductive system. Now, which function does it play during the reproductive system? The urethra, it releases semen out of the body. It releases semen out of the body. Which part does it play during the urinary system? During the urinary system, it releases urine out of the body. It releases urine out of the body. And the last part is the penis. The function of the penis is to penetrate the vagina and release semen during sexual intercourse. It penetrates the vagina and releases semen during sexual intercourse. Now we are going to look at another lesson again, another basic competence which says Name one male sex hormone which is produced by the testicle. The male sex hormone is known as testosterone. And what is the function of this male sex hormone? It causes secondary changes in boys when they reach puberty stage. The function or the role of testosterone in males is to cause secondary changes in boys when they reach puberty stage. Name the secondary characteristics, secondary signs which are caused by testosterone. 1. The testis starts to produce sperm cells. The testis starts to produce sperm cells at puberty stage. The second one is the sex organs, they will enlarge. The testicles and the penis, they will enlarge. The third one is the voice depends. The voice depends. The fourth one will be hair grows under or around under the armpits and around the sex organ. The last secondary characteristics in boys is hair grows under the armpits and around the sex organ. Thank you so much.